Hey, I'm live. Hello, America. Welcome to the Immigration Caravan. I'm Mitchell Cohen. I'm a immigration attorney out here in South Florida. We're just testing out YouTube live, so I have not done this before. I see we have one viewer. I'm assuming that's Mariah or Jeff. So hello out there. Do you want to chat with me or ask a question from our other office? I'll take that as a no. Anyways, it is great to be with you, America, and I look forward to many more of these. There's three people? Holy smoke. We got two people. I'm getting stage fright. Now we're down to one. Going for a zero here? Anybody? All right, I'm going to hang up just to see how this thing went over with the other office. Bye now. Mitch Cohen signing out. Click. I'll just fade off into the sunset here. How do I end this thing? Oh, Mariah said hello. Hey, we have two people now. Hello, Mariah. Hello, Mariah. Say, Mariah, did we get any questions emailed to us for the show? Anyways, I'll talk about an issue that might be of interest to people, and feel free to just chime in with your question. My name is Mitchell Cohen. I am an immigration attorney. I have been practicing immigration law for about 20 years now here in the United States. We have offices in Fort Myers, and the main office is in Hallandale Beach. I'm sitting in the greater Fort Lauderdale, Naples. I'm sorry, Fort Myers, Naples, Cape Coral, greater census designated area. An area that is replete with new immigrants. So a fertile ground for me to ply my trade, handling immigration cases and deportation defense. And I am ready, willing, and able to, hey, we have somebody there. Miriam Lima. Hello. Hello there to you. So today, I guess we could talk about green cards and residence. You know, what is residence? A lot of times when you see in the papers or you'll see talking heads on the news, on CNN, it seems like there's only like illegal aliens and citizens, but there's a whole category in between, like most people in the foreign national community know, and it's called permanent residence. And that's I don't have any questions, but willing to hear what you say. Okay. Well, you know, this is just a test, and I don't have many prepared comments today, but I was going to talk about the two main pathways to residence, the two main mechanisms. One is called consular processing. That's going through a U.S. embassy abroad and applying for what's called an immigrant visa. And the other way is some people who are in the United States may be eligible to apply for adjustment of status. Adjustment of status means applying for a green card without having to leave the United States and go through an embassy. And the reason that's important is that if you are leaving the United States, you might not be able to come back. You also have a lot less rights in general when you are in front of a immigration officer at a U.S. embassy. They tend to treat you really bad. You don't actually have much of a right to legal representation in most of these offices, and there's not much in the way of review. So if your case gets denied and you're outside of the United States, you might be locked out for a long time or even forever. So you need to check. If you think you're not sure, you think you might be eligible for applying for residence based on a marriage. Oh, wait, I got a question here. I've got a break for our audience question. How did the shutdown affect the waiting time for green cards? It really didn't have much of an effect because USCIS is not connected to any kind of funding package from the government. It gets its fees directly from the petitioners and applicants. So that's why, like, if you apply for residence, it's going to cost like $12.25 for the application and another $535 for the petition. That comes out to $1,760 for most people applying for residence based on a petition from a relative. So that's a lot of money right there, and that money is supposed to pay for the officer. The immigration courts shut down for a while, so they could also consider residence in front of an immigration judge. And I'm not sure how it affected the State Department. I think they kind of eked their way along. So, but in general, green card waiting times are getting much longer because there are a lot more in-person interviews that are being required of immigration. A lot of things used to be approved or denied, decided through the mail. Now we're in a situation where officers are having to conduct in-person interviews for more kinds of categories, and that kind of slows down everything. Yeah, yeah. Like, for example, in Miami, there was a time when we had applications for residence based on marriage, for example. They were taking about 3 months. Now it's a year, year and a half, even 2 years they're projecting. So things are really slowing down. Good question. Mariah has a question. How did the shutdown affect the immigration court? Well, the courts that handle removal proceedings, they shut down almost completely. The only part of the immigration court that was remaining open was the part that was servicing people who were in immigration detention. So I think they had one poor clerk out at 333 South Miami Avenue who was just kind of being swamped with paper. Finally, they stopped accepting any kinds of filings, and they're backlogged by probably, I think it's like 800,000 cases right now before the immigration court, and then add 35 days worth of cases that had to get rescheduled. So it's how did the shutdown affect? Yeah. So hope I answered that to your satisfaction. That's Mariah from our other office. I wish I could have her on here with me, but I'm not sure how to share the screen with her. So, oh, you got a green card, but there was an error. I sent it back, and I'm waiting again almost a year. That's horrible. You should have gotten your I-90 receipt. With that receipt, you could go to, you could make an InfoPass appointment online, and they should be able to put a stamp in your passport as temporary proof of your permanent resident status. In theory, you can even travel on that. I advise people in general not to travel because you never know, and I just don't place a lot of credence in those stamps. But that stamp is a substitute for your permanent resident card. Sometimes people give you grief at a getting onto a plane with that, or getting passing through customs, but that is proof of your immigration status. 1 year is a really long time. I would definitely give that 800 number a call. There's several mechanisms that you could use to check up on a case. One is InfoPass. The other one is just calling up the 800 number. The third is you could do an online inquiry as well. In fact, you could just type in InfoPass, and that will give you the option of doing online inquiry or going to your local, setting up something with your local office. Getting the appointment with InfoPass is another matter altogether. There are oftentimes not appointments available, and you got to keep trying. Sometimes if you try very late at night, around midnight, you might be able to get something, or very early in the morning. Yeah, give it a shot. Make sure you have your receipt notice with you when you do that, so you could reference that. 1 year is that's outrageous. Make sure you have you're still living at the same address as you were before. If not, you have to do an AR11. Okay, sounds good. Any other questions? Like on behalf of somebody else? Oh yeah? Let's do this. I'll wait. Oh, okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, that might about do it for us if there are no further questions. It's been a pleasure being with you, and we'll see you next time on Working Title, The Immigration Caravan. Tell your friends. Bye now. You sure you want to end your stream? Oh, thank you. How do I save this thing? All right, let's not end this. What's that? Nothing? Okay. Saving. I don't know. Ending stream now. Bye-bye.